Boker Tov and Chag Sameach. I'm looking at the number of participants, and never before have so many Jews come to shul on time. Really though, thank you for being here, even if here is a screen. Your presence gives us all strength and shows that our community is resilient, that we continue together, even as the synagogue building is itself closed. We hope to see all of you in person in the shortest possible time, when it is safe to once again gather as a kehillah, a sacred community. In the meantime, if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Instagram. Make sure to sign up for notifications, so you'll know when we post a new video or go live for you. The link to the Yizkor booklet, which we'll be using shortly, is in the comments. Cantor Sharp will get us started with Psalms of Praise taken from Hallel. I hope that you all sing along.
B'tzeit Yisrael mi Mitzrayim, Beit Yaakov me'am lohes. B'tzeit Yisrael mi Mitzrayim, Beit Yaakov me'am lohes. Hayta Yehuda lekodsho, Yisrael mamshelotav. Hayam, Rav Hayanos, Hayarden Yisof leachor, He'arim rakedu chelim, Gevaot yibnei tzon, Malecha Hayam, Itanus, Hayarden, Tifsof leachor, Heharim, Yirgedu chelim, Gevaot, Yibnei tzon, Ilifnei Hadon, Uli haaretz, Ilifnei Elohai Yaakov, Ha'ofechi Hatzor, Agamayim, Alamim, Lemainom, Adonai Zecharanu Yevarech et Beit Yisrael, Yevarech et Beit Aharon, Yevarech Yirei Adonai, Haktanim im Hagdolim, Yosef Adonai Aleichem ve'al bneiechem, Beruchim atem l'Adonai, Oseh shamayim v'aretz, Hashamayim l'Adonai, Ha'aretz natan livnei Adam, Lo hametim yehaleluyah, Ve'lo kol yordei tuhma. ואנחנו נברך יה, מעתה ועד עולם, מעתה ועד עולם, הללויה.
הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. How good and how pleasant it is for people to dwell together as a community, one in which we support and care for one another. Let all who seek comfort under the wings of the Shekhinah, God's presence in our midst, gather at this time to help and support one another. Those who need support at this time in their lives, those who are ill, those who are praying and caring for loved ones who are ill, those who are grieving for loved ones who have passed away, and those who want to improve their lives. We turn to our tradition to strengthen and to renew ourselves. Mishaberach Avotenu, Mekor Abracha Le'imotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us to find the courage to make our lives a blessing. Mishaberach Imotenu, Mekor Abracha Le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit. And together we say, Amen.
Rofe Elion, Shlach refuah shelema lechol cholei amecha metoch kol yoshvei tevel ולומר אמן. רופא עליון, שלח רפואה שלמה לכל חולי עמך, מתוך כל יושבי תבל, ונאמר אמן.
It so happened that the famed brothers, Rabbi Elimelech of Lizensk and Rabbi Zusha of Anipoli, found themselves one afternoon sharing a jail cell, having been unceremoniously, and I should add illegitimately, imprisoned by the local authorities. After a couple of hours, Elimelech starts to quietly whisper the words of Ashrei. "What are you doing?" his brother asks. "Mincha," replies Elimelech. "Oi, don't you see it? Don't you smell it? There's a pail for a toilet in the corner. And you know as well as I do that it is not permissible to daven in the same room as a commode." Elimelech Nebuch sits down and cries. His brother, though, sweetly asks, "Why are you crying? Is it because you are unable to pray?" Elimelech says yes. "But why weep? You know that the same God who commanded you to pray also commanded you not to pray when the room is unfit. By not praying in this cell, you have done the right thing. You've also, I hope, achieved a connection with God. True, it's not the connection that you had sought, but at this moment, by doing nothing, you are doing the most Jewish thing possible." Elimelech smiles. "You are, my brother, absolutely right. And with that, he grabs Zusha by the arm, and together they sing and dance from the joy of performing a new mitzvah. The mitzvah of not praying. The guards, of course, hear the commotion and race over. Witnessing the brothers' exuberant frolic, they ask of the other prisoners, "What the heck is going on?" "We have no idea," they answer. Those two Jews were discussing the toilet pail when all of a sudden they just got up and started singing and dancing. "Really?" sneers one of the guards. "The disgusting toilet pail made them this happy? Fine. Bye-bye, pail." And he snatches the toilet bucket out of the cell. The brothers immediately stop their singing and dancing, give each other a look, and daven mincha. It is a cute story. What is it about? On one level, it is a story about making do with what you have. It is about celebrating despite challenging circumstances. As we learn from Pirkei Avot, who is wealthy? The one who is happy with his or her lot. This is a truth that I hope we are all learning to embrace. Our seders are smaller. Our loved ones are seen, but only on screens. Many are learning to make do with less. Despite the havoc of COVID-19, in particular, I hope that your seders had joyful singing. I hope that you allowed for something beautiful amidst this heartache and chaos. On a second level, beyond finding joy in what we have, there is a truth shared in this tale that as Jews, we are not required. Indeed, we are oftentimes forbidden to go to extraordinary lengths to fulfill certain mitzvot. We wish that we could be in shul on Thursday to recite Yizkor for our loved ones amidst our sacred community. Our mind understands that we cannot, but yet our heart yearns nevertheless. For many, this will be your first Yizkor not in shul. It may be difficult, even painful, but we must only pray in a manner that is safe. That is the mitzvah that we can fulfill. And we are fulfilling it today in our living rooms, offices, and around our kitchen tables. I hope you take comfort in knowing that a friend of mine in Ra'anana has received permission from the local health authorities as well as the local police to form a minyan with neighbors, each standing in their own backyards. I've asked them to think of us when they recite the Kaddish, and to include Krovei Chavrei Kilat Adath Israel Toronto, the loved ones of the members of Adath Israel Congregation in Toronto, as they recite Yizkor there. On a final and perhaps deepest of levels, this is a story about absence and presence. It is a story that reminds us that sometimes our ability to truly express ourselves, our ability to move forward, is impeded by something. A thing that is perhaps unwanted and gross, or perhaps a thing that is very much loved, but in whose absence we discover in ourselves something new. The Kabbalists speak of the idea of tzimtzum. Initially, God's presence filled the entire universe. It was only by withdrawing, by shrinking. It is only through God's absence that we, God's beloved creatures, were able to reach our human potential. And certainly for some of those who today we remember, in their absence, we remember, but we also continue to grow. For others, the weighty presence of their absence forces reflection. The empty chair, the recipe unbaked, is a trigger for tefillah. They were, it seems, just with us. We can still, if we try just hard enough, reach out and touch them. We feel their absence, and through it, they are present with us. This Pesach in particular, my mind wandered to Moshe. Moses, who is absent from the Haggadah, and yet whose presence is felt throughout. He is there with us. We know it if we pause to think about it. How could he not be, even if he goes unnamed? His absence is never a real absence. He is present, woven into the very fabric of the story of our ancestors, the story of you and me. There were people absent around your table this year, some who are regular guests, and who we hope, please God, will join us once again next year, and others who have not sat amongst us for many years. They are remembered through a song, a food, a picture on the mantle. Like Elimelech and Zusha, I pray that as our lives continue to be upended, that we are able to dance and to sing, that we can find beauty and joy in those things that this virus can never take from us. I pray that we accept the limitations of our situation and accept that doing the best we can is always not only good enough, but exactly the right thing. Finally, I pray that as we recite Yizkor on this Chol HaMoed day, that we feel the presence of those who are absent, that we continue to reach upwards and onwards, whether our loved ones are gone 10 months or 50 years. I pray that their goodness plays quietly in the background of your lives, always present, even as they, their voice, their wisdom, their lived love are absent. Please join me in the recitation of Psalm 23, which is found on page 4 of the Yizkor booklet. If you haven't already done so, please click on the link in the comments section to open up the Yizkor booklet. Page 4 at the bottom. A Psalm of David. The Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me to still waters. He renews my life. He guides me in right paths as befits his name. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no harm, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You spread a table for me in full view of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My drink is abundant. Only goodness and steadfast love shall pursue me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord for many long years. We rise as we continue now with private Yizkor prayers. Cantor Stein will now lead us in the memorial prayer found at the bottom of page 11.
למולא רחמים שוכן במרומים המציע מלוכה נכונה על כנפי השכינה במעלון קדושים יודעונים קדושים יודעונים כזוהר הרקיע מזהירים נתני שמות חברי קהילת קודש עדת ישראל שיהלכו לעולם מגלה עדן מגלה עדן תהיה מנוחתם לכן בלרחמים יסתירני מסתר כנופם לעולמים מצרור החיים לנשמותיהם אדוני הוא נחלתם וינוחו משלום על משכבותיהם ונאמר
Merciful God, who dwells on high and in our hearts, grant perfect peace to the souls of our dearly beloved who have gone to their eternal rest. Shelter them in your divine presence among the holy and pure, whose radiance is like the brightness of the firmament. May their memories inspire us to live justly and kindly. May their souls be at peace, and may they be bound up in the bond of life eternal. And together we say, Amen. A prayer for prayer. O my God, my soul's compassion, my heart's precious friend, I turn to you. I need to close out the noise, to rise above the noise that interrupts, the noise that separates, the noise that isolates. I need to hear you again. In the silence of my innermost being, in the fragments of my yearn for wholeness, I hear whispers of your presence, echoes of the past when you were with me, when I felt your nearness, when together we walked, when you held me close, embraced me in your love, laughed with me in my joy. I yearn to hear you again. In your oneness, I find healing. In the promise of your love, I am soothed. In your wholeness, I too can become whole again. Please listen to my call. Help me find the words. Help me find the strength within. Help me shape my mouth, my voice, my heart, so that I can direct my spirit and find you in prayer, in words only my heart can speak, in songs only my soul can sing, lifting my eyes and heart to you. We praise you, O God, your name and your spirit. Hallelujah. We join Cantor Stein in the singing of Hallelujah. Please join together.
Hallelujah, El Mekocho, Hallelujah, Bidekia Uzo, Hallelujah, Bing Evodotai. Hallelujah, Kerov Godelo, Hallelujah, take a shofar, Hallelujah, Menevechino. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Everybody join in singing hallelujah. Hallelujah, El Mekocho, Hallelujah, Birikia Uzo, Hallelujah, Bievodotai. Hallelujah, Golelo, Hallelujah, take a shofar, Hallelujah, everybody. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah,
Chag Kasher v'Sameach, everyone. Hope to see all of you soon. Stay indoors, stay healthy. We miss you. Chag Sameach.